Have you ever stood up from a chair and felt like the room was moving beneath your feet? Or tried to walk across the kitchen, only to realize your legs weren't responding the way they used to? Maybe your steps feel small and shaky. Maybe you find yourself clinging to the furniture, one hand always searching for something to hold on to. Maybe you're afraid to fall. Or maybe you already have. If you've had a stroke, or anything that's left you feeling off balance, unsure, or unsafe when walking, then this video might be the beginning of something life-changing. Because you don't need to lift heavy weights. You don't need to stretch until it hurts. You need one thing: to help your brain reconnect with your body, so you can trust your legs again. This isn't just about walking. It's about taking back your independence. One small, steady step at a time. Let me show you how. Hi, my name is Bill, and for over 30 years, I've worked as a physical therapist, helping people who have lost their ability to walk, relearn how to stand, move, and feel steady again. In that time, I've seen something remarkable. It doesn't matter if someone is 45 or 85. The body can learn again. The brain can reconnect. And with the right kind of movement, independence can return, even when it feels out of reach. Let me tell you about one patient. Her name was Judy. She was 78 and had suffered a stroke. When she first came to see me, she could barely stand without holding both hands on the counter. She said walking felt like driving a car with the steering wheel half working. Every step felt unpredictable. And she was scared. But we didn't start with strength training. We didn't start with stretches. We started with balance, with slow, safe movements that gently retrained her brain to trust her legs again. Within 3 weeks, she was walking across her living room without help. Within 2 months, she was walking down her driveway with confidence. That's what these 10 exercises are designed to do. Not just build muscle, but rebuild trust. Between your brain and your body. You don't have to do them all today. But once you feel what one of them can unlock, you'll want to keep going. Because when your brain learns balance, your body follows. Now, here's something I want you to hear clearly, because it's where so many people get stuck. After a stroke or neurological issue, most folks are told to get stronger. So they stretch their legs. They do resistance exercises. They spend hours trying to build muscle. But they still can't walk right. Their balance doesn't improve. And they begin to wonder, is this just the way it is now? Let me tell you why that happens. It's because the main issue isn't in your muscles. It's in your brain. Your muscles may be weak, yes, but that's not the reason you're stumbling. The real reason is that the communication between your brain and body has been disrupted. That system, the one that used to control your movements without you thinking, is now confused. So no matter how strong you get, if your brain can't control your movement, you still won't feel steady. That's why these exercises focus on balance challenges. Not lifting, not stretching, but helping your brain relearn how to shift your weight, how to stand tall, how to take that first step and feel grounded. Instead of fighting your body with strength, you're retraining your brain with strategy. And when you do that, real progress begins. Because when balance returns, movement follows. Let's begin with something simple, but powerful. It's called the weight shift. Stand next to a sturdy counter or table. Place both hands lightly on the surface. Then gently shift your weight onto your right leg, just enough to lift your left foot slightly off the ground. Hold for a moment. then slowly shift back the other way. It might feel awkward at first. Your body may want to cling to both legs equally. But this simple motion, transferring weight, is the very foundation of walking again. Why is this so important? Because many people who've had a stroke don't fall due to weakness. They fall because they never fully shift their weight to one side before stepping. This exercise retrains your brain to do just that. Instead of stepping with hesitation, you'll learn to move with intention. Do it 3 times to each side. Go slow. Let your brain catch up. And remember, every confident step starts with a solid shift. Here's your next move, and it's one of the most underrated. It's called the step tap. You'll need something low and sturdy to tap, like a step or even a piece of tape on the floor. And make sure there's support on both sides, like 2 chairs or a counter and wall. Now, stand tall. Lift your right foot and gently tap it on the step in front of you. Just a tap, no weight. Then bring it back down. Repeat with the left. Feels easy, right? But here's what's really happening. You're learning to shift weight safely while moving one leg freely. You're also building the confidence to lift your foot without fear of falling. Instead of dragging your foot or freezing mid-step, you're reteaching your body to move forward. Do this 20 times per leg, as slowly as needed. And try to let go, even just for a second. Because the more your brain trusts the shift, the more your foot will follow through. This one might feel a little scary at first, but don't worry. You're not alone, and you're not expected to get it perfect on day 1. It's called the one-leg hold. Start by placing both hands on a counter. Then slowly shift your weight onto your right leg and lift your left foot off the ground. Just a little. Just enough to test your balance. Now here's the goal. See if you can let go. Just one hand, even for a second. Then switch legs. Why does this matter? Because walking is really just a series of one-leg balances. If you can't stand on one leg, even for a second, your brain won't feel safe taking that next step. Instead of rushing, we pause here. We teach your brain, this is safe. You've got this. Start with 5 seconds per leg. Then try for 20. Don't worry if you wobble. Wobbling is part of the process. Because balance isn't built by holding still, it's built by letting go. Now, here's something most people don't expect. Walking backward. Why walk in reverse when you're still trying to move forward? Because backward walking is one of the fastest ways to improve your balance and control. It forces your brain to pay attention in a different way, activating muscles and reflexes that don't always fire during normal walking. Start by placing one hand on a countertop or sturdy surface. Take 2 or 3 slow steps backward. Then turn around and walk 2 or 3 steps the other way. Keep your steps short. Keep your eyes forward. And keep your hand near the counter at all times. At first, you may need full support. That's okay. But over time, try letting go for a moment or two. Instead of stumbling into steps unconsciously, this teaches you to own every step with intention. Because the more your body learns to move in all directions, the more confident your forward walk will become. Let's add a challenge that helps your brain and body coordinate together. Step-overs. You'll need a small object on the ground. A rolled-up towel works fine, or a piece of tape. Place it in front of you. Then, with support nearby, step over it. Right foot, then left. Now step back. Left foot, then right. Sounds simple, right? But here's where the magic is. Your brain has to plan, shift weight, lift, and control each leg, all while staying balanced. Instead of dragging your feet or hesitating when obstacles appear, this exercise teaches your body to clear, commit, and land with purpose. If lifting your leg is difficult, that's okay. Go slow. Even the effort to step over is a step forward. Start with 3 repetitions in each direction. Hold on as much as needed. But as your balance improves, try letting go, just for a step. Because every small hurdle you step over here makes real-life obstacles feel smaller. Have you ever watched someone walk along a balance beam, heel to toe, heel to toe? That's exactly what this next exercise simulates. It's called the heel-to-toe walk, and it's one of the best ways to sharpen your balance and foot control. Start by placing one hand on a counter or along the back of a couch. Step forward so that the heel of your front foot touches the toes of your back foot. Then do it again. Each step should feel slow and deliberate. Why does this matter? Because most people shuffle. They scuff their feet. Their steps are too short, too fast, or too unsteady. But heel-to-toe walking retrains your brain to plan each step with purpose. Instead of reacting, you're leading. Begin with just 3 steps in each direction. It's okay to hold on at first, but as your body gains confidence, try to take a few steps without touching anything. Because the better your heel meets your toe, the more grounded every step will feel. Next up, hamstring curls. A quiet little movement with big benefits. Stand behind a chair or counter. Hold on with both hands. Now slowly bend your right knee, bringing your heel up toward your bottom. Then lower it. Repeat with the left. Feels simple? It is. But here's why it matters. Your hamstrings help control every backward part of walking. Without them, steps become short. Legs feel stiff. And stairs? Forget about it. Instead of forcing your leg to lift by swinging it from the hip, hamstring curls activate the muscles that naturally pull your foot up and back. It's not about kicking high. It's about control. Try for 10 to 20 repetitions per leg. Focus on slow, smooth movement. And if one leg won't move much yet, that's okay. Even imagining the curl starts to wake up those neural pathways, because every curl you do teaches your leg to lift and your brain to lead. How many times a day do you get up from a chair? That motion, sit to stand, is one of the most essential movements for independence. And yet, it's one of the hardest after a stroke. This exercise helps rebuild it. Place 1 or 2 pillows on a sturdy chair to raise the seat. Sit near the front edge. Cross your arms. Or use the armrests if you need to. Now slowly stand up. Then sit back down. Gently. That's it. Instead of relying on momentum or pushing hard with your arms, this teaches your legs and your brain to control the full motion. Start with 5 repetitions. Work up to 3 sets of 10. And if you feel too weak to rise without using your hands, that's perfectly fine. Use what you need now, but work toward using less. Because the more you train this motion with focus, the more natural standing becomes. And when standing feels easy, the rest of your day feels easier too. Think about the last time you stepped up onto a curb or into a car. Was it easy? Or did it feel like your foot just wouldn't lift high enough? This next move, step up, prepares you for those everyday moments. Find a low, stable step, about 3 to 6 inches high. Hold on to a railing or countertop. Step up with your right foot. Then bring the left foot up beside it. Then step back down, 1 foot at a time. Repeat 10 times per side. This isn't about speed, it's about stability. Instead of powering your way through stairs with momentum, this teaches your brain how to coordinate lifting, balancing, and stepping with precision. Start low. Use your hands as needed. And if it's too hard to do 10, just do 2 or 3. Because when your legs and brain learn to rise together, even small steps turn into big confidence. And that next curb, it won't feel like a mountain anymore. We've stepped up. Now it's time to step down. The real test of control. The step down may look simple, but it demands more from your brain and your muscles than you might expect. Stand on a low step, facing down. Hold on to something sturdy, like a railing or countertop. Now slowly lower your right foot to the ground. Then bring your left foot down to join it. Step back up the same way, right first, then left. Repeat 10 times on each leg. Why does this matter? Because going down is when most falls happen. Instead of letting gravity pull you, this exercise teaches your body to resist, to lower with strength and coordination. It's not about speed. It's about smoothness. And if stepping backward onto the step feels tough, use a lower height. Even a few inches is progress. Because when you can control the descent, you're not just moving, you're leading every step with confidence. If you've made it this far, I want to remind you of something important. You don't have to do all 10 exercises today. You don't even have to do them all this week. Because what matters isn't how fast you move. It's that you're moving in the right direction. Maybe right now you feel like your legs don't listen. Maybe your balance feels fragile. Maybe even standing for more than 5 seconds feels like too much. That doesn't mean you're broken. That means your brain is still healing. And healing takes rewiring. See, what you're dealing with isn't just weakness. It's not just stiffness. It's called ataxia, when the brain struggles to control motion with precision. And the solution isn't more strength. It's more connection. That's why these balance-focused exercises work. Because they don't just build muscle, they help your brain relearn how to move with confidence. Instead of hoping your legs will follow, you're training your brain to lead. And every time you shift your weight, take a step, or steady yourself on 1 foot, you're sending a message back to your nervous system. I'm not done yet, I'm still in here, and I'm coming back. Because progress isn't loud. It's quiet, slow, and incredibly powerful. So where do you go from here? That depends on where you are right now. If you could only do the first exercise, just shifting your weight, then start there. Practice it every day. Let your body build trust again, one simple move at a time. If you made it through all 10, that's incredible. But it's not the end. Because recovery doesn't stop with standing. It expands into walking with freedom, climbing stairs without fear, turning without holding on, and even regaining full use of your hands. So here's what I want you to do. Pick one exercise from today that challenged you, but didn't overwhelm you. Practice it for a few days. Then come back to this video and move to the next one. If you felt unsure during any movement, that's normal. That's part of retraining your brain. The important thing is that you're doing it with intention, not just repetition. And if you're wondering what to do about foot drop, hand weakness, or poor coordination, those are coming next. I've made videos for each of those, and they're linked below. Because you deserve a full recovery. Not rushed. Not guessed. but guided, step by step. So don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss what's coming. Your progress matters, and I'm here to help you keep moving forward.